Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having an awesome day because I will be taking you back to 1983. 36 years ago, Madonna released her debut album, self-titled, called Madonna. This is where it all began, and if you watched any of my previous videos, you will know that I have not listened to a single Madonna album before, up until Madam X and Confessions on the Dance Floor. So this is my third Madonna album, and I'm so excited. I'm going back to where it all began. There are 10 tracks on this record. However, track number 10 is called Lucky Star New Mix. So I don't know if I will actually listen to that song. If I feel like it at the end, I will. But for sure, I'll be listening to the 9 tracks. It's a fairly short record. The only tracks I've heard so far are Lucky Star and Holiday. All the other ones are brand new to me. So let's get into it with track number 1, Lucky Star. Okay, so that was track number 1, Lucky Star. And for those of you who have heard Cut to the Feeling by Carly Rae Jepsen, who hasn't? It's a total banger, it's a total bop. It's literally the most, well, not the most, or is it the most? It might be the most played song on my Apple Music. Don't judge me. Anyway, Carly actually sampled a bit of Lucky Star in that song. Just a little bit of tidbit of information for you. So Lucky Star, track number 1, I felt like it's a good song. It's clearly from the 80s. It has that 80s sound to it, obviously. I suddenly have the urge to go rollerblading. But I felt like this song just kind of dragged on for too long. It's 5 minutes and 33 seconds, and near the end, I was kind of hoping for it to wrap up already. I was kind of getting bored of it. So that was my only complaint, was that it kind of dragged on for too long. It could have been, shortened to about 3 minutes. I would have been happy with it. But it's a good song. It's a good 80s song. It's a very cute song. It's very innocent. I can imagine a lot of preteen girls, a lot of, teen girls listen to the song on rotation back in the 80s. But anyway, let's move on to track number 2, Borderline, which is a whopping 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Madonna clearly wasn't playing around when it came to her debut record. 6 minutes and 57 seconds. There are 2 other songs that come in at 6 minutes. Another song comes in at 5 minutes and 55 seconds. Ugh. Sounds like a lullaby. Okay, so that was track number 2, Borderline, and just like Lucky Star, I feel like this song was just too long. It clocked in at almost 7 minutes, and I don't know why it had to be 7 minutes. I don't know if this was a common thing back then, but it could have been half the length, and I feel like I would have enjoyed it more. The chorus is catchy, which is a plus for me, but because it's so long, I feel like I probably won't listen to it again. Anyway, let's move on to track number 3, Burning Up, and I just realized there are 2 tracks on this record called Burning Up, so I don't know if it's the same song, but remixed differently, or they're 2 separate songs. I guess we'll find out later. So let's move on to track number 3, Burning Up. Yes! let go. Yes, yes, yes. Yes! Okay, so that was track number 3 of Burning Up, and hands down my favorite track on the record so far. I feel like any track that's called Burning Up is going to be a serious bop. I had fun listening to it. It was, you know what, 2 thumbs up for me. I had a lot of fun. So that was track number 3 of Burning Up, my favorite track on the record so far. So now let's move on to track number 4. I Know It. Aw, they wrote letters back then. Can't fool me. Okay, so that was track number 4, I Know It, and you know what? I think this album is turning around for me. You know what? I Know It. I think it's a little bit of a bop, I will say. I actually enjoyed it, just like Burning Up. I know I just said I really enjoyed Burning Up. I know it. That's making it sound like I didn't enjoy Lucky Star and Borderline. I did enjoy Lucky Star and Borderline. I just felt like they were too long. So now I'm going to play devil's advocate right now. If I Know It and Burning Up were 7 and 6 minutes, would I still like them? I don't know. But because they were only 3 minutes and 43 seconds, is that why I'm actually loving them so much? Who knows? But you know what? Burning Up, I Know It are my 2 favorite tracks so far on the record. And now we will move on to track number 5, Holiday. And that was track number 5, Holiday. And every time I hear this song, I think of New Year's Eve. I think the only time I ever hear this song is New Year's Eve. And I don't know about you, but every time I celebrate New Year's, whether it be at a party or some kind of social or gathering, right after midnight, usually a couple minutes after or within the 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. hour, this song ends up playing, and you know what? It always takes me back to New Year's Eve. And you know what? It's a good song. It's a very classical song as well. It's just classic Madonna. I feel like this is one of her signature songs. Obviously, she has so many, hits. She has so many signature songs, but I feel like this is one of them. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. So that was Holiday, one of my favorite tracks on the record, obviously. So now let's move on to track number 6, Think of Me. Okay, so it's track number 6, Think of Me, and I love a good saxophone. Try saying saxophone solo 5 times in a row. Saxophone solo, saxophone solo, saxophone solo. Okay, it's not as hard as I thought it was. But anyway, I love a good saxophone solo, and though I like the saxophone part, I didn't really care for this song. It's probably my least favorite on the record. I don't know, I just wasn't really feeling it, unfortunately. So let's just move on from this song to track number 6. No, that was track number 6. Track number 7. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot sometimes. Track number 7, Physical Attraction. Did that turn you on?
You're confusing me, and I know that I want you. Physical attraction, chemical reaction, chemical reaction.
All those pheromones. Okay, so that's track number 7, Physical Attraction. Another song that was quite lengthy at 6 minutes and 34 seconds. And honestly, when I was listening to the song, I was getting total Carly Rae Jepsen vibes. Now I kind of know where she gets her inspiration from. I could totally see Carly Rae releasing this as a song of her own if Madonna hadn't. So that was Physical Attraction. It was a good song. Again, it wasn't one of my favorites. Again, I felt like it was very lengthy. If it was shortened, maybe I would like it more. I wonder if Madonna ever released a perfume. Just because, honestly, she's talking about physical attraction, chemical reaction, and when she was saying chemical reaction, I was thinking of pheromones, and I started thinking about perfumes. Pheromones is what attracts us to one another. It's the scent that we give off that makes us think someone is sexy. You know, we're attracted to the scent of someone. That's the pheromone. So I started thinking about chemical reaction and then perfumes. And then has Madonna ever released a perfume? And then my mind started wandering. So anyway, let's move on to track number 8, everybody. Okay, so that was track number 8, Everybody, and she wants everyone to get up and dance and sing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and I gotta say, this is a very, it's a very, what's the word? It's a very bubblegum, it's, you know, a product of its time, let's just say that. It's very youthful in a very naive way. It's about, you know, just dancing and heartbreak and just wanting to have fun. Just a very typical teenage mindset. And I imagine this album was very popular with the teenagers back in the early 1980s. And yeah, this is just a pure, you know, party song for like, just, you know, little parties for kids. And if you were rollerblading, I always associate the 80s with rollerblading. I don't know why. Yeah, but it's, you know, a good song. It's a decent song. Again, I felt like it was a little long at 6 minutes, and I think what I don't like most about these longer tracks has nothing to do with the lyrics or the vocals. It's just the long stretches of music that don't have any vocals, and it's those parts that I find kind of boring just because I don't feel like the instrumental parts in these songs are that interesting to begin with, and when there's long stretches of them, I just feel like it's kind of boring, especially if there aren't any vocals. So I think that's my gripe with these longer tracks. Other than that, like, I do enjoy the lyrics and the vocals. They are catchy. And now let's move on to the final track on the record. Burning Up, the second track on the record that's called Burning Up. And I don't think I'm going to listen to track number 10, Lucky Star, in the new mix. I'm getting hungry, it's dinner time, and it's 7 minutes long, and I don't think I can sit for another 7 minutes because my stomach is growling. So anyway, let's move on to the final track on the record, Burning Up. Okay, so it's track number 9, Burning Up, and it is the same song as track number 3, Burning Up, but it's a bit of a remix, so it's the same song, just slightly different. You know what? Since I'm here, you know what? I'll listen to track number 10, Lucky Star New Mix. Let's get into it. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't want to sit through 7 minutes of Lucky Star again. Though it's a good song, I'm kind of done now. So that was the debut album from Madonna from 1983, and it is very much a product of its time. I will say that. My favorite tracks on the record are probably I Know It, Burning Up, Holiday. Those are probably my top 3. And it's obviously not one of my favorite albums ever. I doubt, it's probably not going to be my favorite Madonna album. And is it an album I will go back to routinely? Probably not, but it was nice to listen to. I mean, this is the Queen of Pop we're talking about. It's nice to kind of see where she came from and how she started out, and this is where it all began. So I'm glad I finally listened to the whole thing, but it just wasn't really for me. And it's disappointing to say that, but it is what it is. I'm sure there are lots of people out there who really enjoy this album, and there might be some of you watching right now who were actually alive during this time period, the early 1980s, 1983 in particular. What was the vibe from people when Madonna burst onto the scene? What was it like for MTV, for youth, for everybody who was listening to her? Did they think she was just kind of a flash in the pan? Did they think she had longevity? Was she a one-hit wonder? Were people warming up to her? Did people think she was trash? Did people think she could sing? Did people think she had no talent? Did they think she was amazing? Did they think she was going to move on and achieve the status that she has today? Is she or was she the gay icon back then as she is now? So give me your insight. What was it like back then? Because I wasn't around. It's hard to think of a time when Madonna didn't exist in the pop landscape, and she obviously paved the way for so many artists that we have today, like Britney Spears and Lady Gaga. Honestly, any pop female we have today was heavily influenced by Madonna one way or another. Even the gentlemen, even the male artists who are in pop right now were obviously influenced by her. Honestly, Madonna paved the way for so many musicians, and I honestly don't think pop music would be the way it is today if it wasn't for her. And though I didn't really care for this album, I can appreciate where she came from and her albums that came after this. Though I haven't listened to many of them yet, I have only heard great things. So thanks for watching, guys. Tell me your input. What do you think of this record? What are your favorite tracks? Have you seen her live? Have you seen her concert? You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. You can offer me suggestions. What albums should I listen to next? Yeah, I'm always curious to know. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.